story, horror story. And it's the first chapter. And I want to ask a question. Who has ever copied a set of bash commands and instructions blindly from the internet? Some people, they didn't raise their hand. Okay, I'll tell you. I'm talking about these type of commands, like installing the brew, 500 plus what, you know? You're blindly copy-pasting those stuff. Huh? And the people who say we are not doing that, the hackers will laugh to you. That, of course you do. Huh? I want to tell you something. You're one command away from gifting access to a hacker. One command away. And what I mean gifting, ouch. And the PowerPoint is trying to update. I don't want it to update. So probably we have some Linux expert here. Who can recognize this? Maybe we can also look at that screen. Anyone knows what this is? It's called reverse shell. And what is reverse shell? It's pretty simple. Just imagine that you running this command on your terminal, and there is a hacker running the other command on his machine, waiting for you to run that command. What will happen? It's similar to you create a SSH connection from your computer and just gifting the SSH connection to the hacker. And you may say, okay, I'm not stupid to run that command on my machine because it looks a bit fishy, huh? It's like there are some IP and it's like dev TCP. And I didn't tell you that you're going to run that command. Yeah? So I'm going to show you what will happen. But I need to go to my hacker mode. All right. So I want to show you these terminals. The people there, please look at the screen because it's not visible here. So I have two terminals. The first one, the top one, is the hacker machine. So I'm going to connect to SSH server. So you see it. It's a SSH to another IP. And by the way, I'm connected to my hotspot here. So you will see why I'm saying that. So I'm connecting to a server. So it's a remote server. It's in Germany. I bought it like 1 hour ago. So you'll see it's hacker machine. I'll make it clear. And then the second one is my laptop. So I'll run pwd. You see, the folder is log4j typemaster string with victim. I want to run the command that I showed you on the hacker machine, nc-lvn442. And what I'm going to do, I'm a developer. I'm going to initialize my project in Spring Boot. And you'll see it's a project initialized with a Spring Boot initializer. And it's empty. I did nothing. The main class is empty, object property is empty, the tests are empty. It's empty. The only thing that I did, only one thing. I just added a dependency to the POM XML, and this is the JSON. Who knows what is JSON? We all have it in our project. Huh? And guess what? I just want to run Maven install. Simple. Try to look at the top terminal. So I want to run what? Maven install. That's it. Let's pray the God of demo. We already had bad luck with the microphone, but okay. Oh, you're hacked. The hacker printed you're hacked. Well, of course, the hacker will not do that for you. But that was not the interesting part. The interesting part was on this terminal. That something has been changed here, and now we see a bash. And if I run pwd, and if I run ls, you will see that it has interactive access to my machine. How many full stack developers do we have here that know the stuff? I know one. I want to do the same thing with the node. Huh? So I will just so I will just create a folder, fancy project. I will go to the fancy project and build it. Empty project with npm. Okay? I will click from this one. I will run the nc-lvn again. So, if you want to build a simple API, hello world with npm, anyone knows what we need to install?
Express.
Express. Okay, so I'll write npm install express, and I'm usually a fan of latest version. Who is fan of latest version? Always latest and greatest? You should not. Latest. Let's see what will happen. Oops. Again, npm install @ latest, and I'm hacked. Okay, let's see what happened. I want to explain, but I'm no longer hacking. Okay, let's go through the slides and I will tell you. So, what the heck? So this is the network. You see that there's this guy, Black Hat Hacker, is here. And this is my network. My laptop doesn't even have a public IP address. So basically, it's not very easy to connect to my laptop with SSH or something like that. But you just saw it. I just ran one command, and I got gifted the access to the hacker. But how it worked, very quick. If hacker tries to connect to my machine, it's not possible because there's no public IP, there's firewall, the incoming requests will be blocked. But I actually created the connection from my laptop and send it to the hacker. So it will be an outgoing request. Usually the firewalls have no rules for this one because it's very hard to detect. So I gifted the access to the hacker. And welcome to my world. This is something that I'm doing every day, looking into these type of cases. And what you just witnessed was a supply chain attack. So it's not a new battlefront. It was there for, I don't know, millennia. But now it's trendy. Was it scary? Okay. But who I am? I'm Serge. I'm a developer/architect working at Rabobank via Codenomad, a consultancy in Amsterdam. And this is my job every day, that's looking into these cases and trying to see how we can mitigate it, how we can help developers to not get caught by these hackers. Let's go to the next act, which is unmask. And I want to again ask a question that you can see these ones. And I think you're familiar with some of those things. So how many people have heard or learned about the SQL injection before? No. How many of you have actually tried it? Okay, I see the number of the hands significantly reduced. So guys, if you haven't tried it, you should stop writing code today. Register for training and try this in a lab. It will open your eyes and how dangerous a SQL injection can be. And not only limited to SQL injection, path travels or XSS, all those things are very, very dangerous. And I put some links here, so you can take a photo. I don't know if it's visible or not, but there's a website, you can register for free. They give you a lab, you can give it a try. So that's amazing. But today we are not here for the classic attacks. I actually removed some slides here, but the conclusion of the slides that I removed is here. Who has heard about OWASP? Probably all of you. 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 4 days ago, they released a new report. And last year, and also before last year, I was not only me, but all the security experts, they were telling me that there will be a new item on this OWASP report, and that will be related to supply chain security. And guess what? In the new report, you will see the number 3, very high rank, we have supply chain failures. And this is what risk we're going to talk about. But what are these supply chain risk stuff that you're going to talk about? I think we are all familiar with the third-party vulnerabilities. Are we? So this is something that you get from your security officer that, hey, you need to update that dependency. Also the log4j1 was one of those cases. But we also have other supply chain risks like dependency confusion that I'm going to show you now. And actually, I show you, dependency confusion was the Node.js one, Express. And we have like software supply chain hijacking or compromised build environment, and some other cases that you're trusting in something, but your trust will fail because there's something happened that a smart hacker tried to infiltrate in your environment and replace something with something that should not be there. I will start with the third-party vulnerabilities that you might say, okay, how many times we have those third-party vulnerabilities? A lot. So log4j is one of them. And you will see that 2021, 24, 25, we have big names, big issues that makes headlines. And they are super dangerous. And you will see that CVSS scores are 9.8 out of 10, 9.1 out of 10. And some of you might say, okay, log4j was old. But I can tell you that still 13% of downloads from main and central, the log4j package, are vulnerable to log4j. So there are still people sitting next to you that they're downloading the wrong version of log4j. Still, the 2025 is not finished, and a few weeks ago we had the largest npm compromise in history. new package that they had 5 billion downloads per week got compromised. And guess what will happen? We had a lot of we had a lot of story with those type of things. I'm not allowed to share, but we were safe luckily.